Next is next, as I said, is basically a logic and reasoning based game. You know, there are two players who are playing against each other, and both of them are into the game for winning, and they're all quite sensible and intelligent people. They're not going to make any silly mistakes. They'll just get the opportunity and run away with it. That's what the attitude is going to be. Okay. So Nutan and Rajan played a game. Starting with Nutan, they take turns to choose a positive integer less than 31 that is not equal to any of the numbers already chosen. So they have got a series of numbers from 1 to 31 in front of them, and they can choose turn by turn, one of the numbers when their turn comes, and the number that they have chosen should not be equal to any of the numbers already chosen. So once a number is chosen, you can't come back to it. You can't choose it again. Okay. Now, the loser is the first person to choose a number that shares a factor greater than 1 with any of the previously chosen numbers. Now, this is a very, very key rule. Yeah, that drives who the winner or loser is going to be. Loser is the first person to choose a number that shares a factor greater than 1 with any of the previously chosen numbers. So far, all the numbers you have chosen. So if it's your turn, yeah, you'll make sure that you're choosing the number from the list of available numbers such that your chosen number is not going to share any common factor with any of the previously chosen numbers. Okay. Yeah. Now, the question is, does either player have a winning strategy? The key here is the first move is going to be made by Nutan. So by default, Nutan will give in, and just like in the game of chess, whoever makes the first move has a slight edge because he or she is driving the game. The first mover advantage. Okay, so we'll see if Nutan has got a winning strategy if she gets the first chance to. Okay, so these are all the numbers available in front of them, and they have to pick one at a time. And the number should pick should not be chosen. It should not be one of the number already chosen by the previous one. Now, because the rule is that the loser is going to be the first person that chooses a number which shares a factor greater than one with any of the previously chosen number. Here, the the prime numbers are going to play a key role. Okay, so what all are the prime numbers between 1 to 31? The numbers, prime numbers less than 31 are all these, yeah. And if you count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 prime numbers, yeah. So by default, these are the safest bet, isn't it? If you choose 2, that is not going to share any. If you choose, for example, 17, that 17 is not going to have any other common factor. No other number apart from 17 itself is going to have any other common factor greater than 1. Yeah, so choosing the prime numbers is a natural choice. But that's not as simple as that. We need to find a winning strategy for the first mover, which is Nutan. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll look at the LCMs. If you take 2 and 3, which are the smallest possible prime numbers, the LCM is 6. Okay. If you choose 6, if Newton chooses 6, then the other player will not be able to choose 2 or 3 or 6, isn't it? Yeah. Because if Newton chooses 6 and the Ranjan chooses 2, then 2 is already having a common factor with 6. So Ranjan will lose. Okay. So 6, rather than choosing individual prime numbers, you choose one of the LCMs of the prime numbers. Okay. Now, can we get a bigger LCM than 6 with a lot of prime numbers being the factors of it? If you take the LCM of 2, 3, and 5, yeah, that comes to 30. If you choose 30, yeah, if Newton chooses 30, then a lot of these numbers will no longer be available to Ranjan, isn't it? Yeah. So between Newton and Ranjan, Newton will make a choice of 30. And the moment she chooses 30, Ranjan will not be able to choose any of the numbers 2 or any of the multiples of 2. Yeah, any of the multiples of 2 will have a common factor with 30, and in which case Ranjan will lose. In fact, not just multiples of 2, Ranjan can also not choose any of the multiples of 3. So all the multiples of 3 are also ruled out. Okay. And yeah, in fact, Ranjan can also not choose any of the multiples of 5 because that will also share a common factor. So 5 and 5. So Ranjan with just a single move by Nutan, Ranjan has got a very limited options. 1, 11, 13, 7, 23, all these options are available. So the safe bet for Ranjan will be to fall back. Now all these numbers, if you see, are all prime numbers except for one. Yeah, all these are prime numbers. So Ranjan will have to make a choice of one of the prime numbers. Let's say that he chooses 7. If he chooses 7, then 7 can no longer be is no longer available for Nutan. When it comes to Nutan's move, she'll have to choose from the remaining numbers. Yeah, she'll be having choice of from. So let's say that she chooses 11. Yeah, she chooses 11. In which case, 11 is taken up, and then now you're left with only these five numbers. When it comes to Ranjan, he'll choose. Let's say he chooses 70. He chooses 13. Yeah, and which means only these numbers are available. Nutan will take 17. Yeah, which means the 17 is also gone, and you're left with only 19, 23, 3, and 29. So Ranjan will, let's say, chooses 23, or let's say he chooses 19. And then for Nutan, it will be only 23 and 29. Nutan will choose 23. Yeah. Okay. Now, next, Ranjan will have a choice between 1 and 29. 1 and 29. Okay. Now, he will have to choose 29. Yeah, he will have to choose. I mean, either case, he choose 1 on 29. Yeah. If he chooses 29, in either case, as a last move, Nutan will have a number which is not sharing any other common factor apart from 1 itself. Yeah, greater than 1. Okay, so Nutan will choose 1. In which case, now with that, when it comes to Ranjan, after this moves, after these 8 moves, he will have to pick one of the numbers which are sharing a common factor greater than 1 with the number which has been chosen so far. Okay, so which means after 8 move, Ranjan will be definitely losing, and the winning strategy for Nutan is to pick 30 as its starting point. Now remember, in this case, yeah, the winning strategy is this. Nutan will choose 30. Remember, the sequence of choosing 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29 doesn't matter. Instead of going sequentially from 7 to 11 to 13 to 79, even if any other sequence was chosen, say if instead of 7 and 11, if she had chosen 17 here, if Ranjan had chosen 17 here, and the next was 23 here, even in that case, the winning strategy will still be with Nutan, and she'll still run away with the game because she's chosen a very strategic. She's made a very strategic move of 30 at the very beginning. Does it make sense? Are you okay with that?